Have you ever heard the term, I'm trying to decide which one to use, funeral potatoes before?
Ooh.
No, but I'm guessing by the way that Nick's laughed is that this is going to be good. So yeah, inform
This is
me.
a Utah
All right, so
cuisine.
it's not
Mm.
even just it's not even a United States thing. I think this is just a Utah thing. And funeral potatoes are just like a cheesy sour cream and
Buttery
cheese with butter uh, over hash browns
or breadcrumbs.
with just a ton of cheese and then or not frost flakes, corn flakes or breadcrumbs across the
Baked.
top and just baked. And it's delicious.
My
It's like a
It's
God.
delicious.
casserole.
Um
It is so
yeah, so
bad
if
for
you know what a
you.
casserole so yeah, it's terrible. Absolutely
It's
terrible.
like 4 sticks of
The
butter
reason
and a
that they're
block of
called
cheese and starch and potatoes and
yeah, and a bunch
yeah.
of potatoes. Like they're terrible for you. They're delicious. The reason why we call them funeral potatoes is because they're definitely comfort food. And the predominant religion here, when there's a funeral, will host a lunch for the family afterwards because they've got a lot going on that day. Parents or siblings, uncles, aunts, whoever's
Family.
there, they host lunch, and somehow the culture just became, well, we're gonna do funeral potatoes. You make these potatoes, and they showed up at every funeral. They're great comfort food, and
Mm,
so colloquially they became known as funeral potatoes. And you say that here in Utah,
that
and
makes
everybody
sense.
knows what you mean. But
Mm-hmm.
when you
Mm-hmm.
hear funeral potatoes, you're like, what in the world would you have a funeral potato for?
You just
And
reminded me of another thing that we have over here called American fries. Well, we call it American fries. So it's basically where you take the potato chips and you bake it in this casserole kind of function, and you put like fried bacon and onion and cheese, and you put like
mm,
you cook the chips and then you put it in the casserole dish and cover it, absolutely smother it. It's a heart attack waiting to happen.
Now
Cover
chips are
it.
what we call French fries, correct?
Correct, correct. Yeah. So our hot chips, and we put them in a casserole dish, and then we cover it in cheese and bacon and onion and anything else. Like you can pretty much put in
so
anything
basically
that you want,
loaded
but they
French
call it
fries at
American
every
fries.
restaurant. There's like
Yeah, yeah. But they
there's a ton
actually,
of them.
yeah,
Like
and they serve them. They were serving them for a while at McDonald's, and I think it had like bacon and stuff on it, and it came in this like little cardboard box, and they've done different versions of it and everything. But yeah, huge, huge,
that was one of the things that
loaded
was
up,
so
heart
funny to
attack.
me when I was in Chile was that McDonald's had a different menu. That was really odd to me. They had a burger that had a fried egg on the top of it, and it was really good.
What?
And yeah,
That
so
Mm,
sounds delicious.
a burger
mm.
with a fried egg. And so like I found a place here in Salt Lake City, Utah that had a burger. They call it the Sunrise that has a fried egg on it. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is our new place. We're going here." So it
And
reminds
see,
me of my home away
I
from
thought
home.
McDonald's menu I thought McDonald's menu was the same everywhere. I thought it had to be that
Yeah.
way. No?
Quarter
Oh,
pounder with cheese.
No.
no.
No, I guess not.
They
I
do
guess not.
Yeah.
they do a lot of
Okay.
I actually looked into this because I was so confused. But they do a lot of regional favorites. Like they have instead of ketchup and mustard for your chips or french fries, they have just straight up mayonnaise in in Chile. And people just dip their fries in just mayo, which was
Mm,
nice, which
okay.
was nice for me
Yeah.
because here in Utah we have something called that we call fry sauce, which is basically just
That
mayo
was gonna
and
be my
ketchup,
second.
which is just mayo and ketchup mixed together. And then Heinz, there's a company here
Ah.
in the US that tried to like piggyback off it. They were like, "Oh, well, we're gonna make it," and they tried to call it mayo chip,
Mayo
like,
chup.
and
Mayo
all of the
chip.
people in Utah are like, "This is not a thing. It is called fry sauce. Get it correct." But they're like doing this huge campaign, and the reason they did it is they tried to combine ketchup and ranch dressing as well, and they call it like mayo ranch or cat. I don't even know. It's weird. They're like
My
cutting up
kids make that.
words.
They call it ranch up.
Ranch
Ranch
up.
up.
Maybe that's what it's
Right.
called. But that was something they didn't have in Chile at all. They did not have ranch dressing. That was only in the US. I don't know if they have it in Australia, but I mean, it's a staple
All
here.
right, so moving along.
I'm just blown away, like the whole fry sauce and ranch and
You should try it.
ketchup mixed with
I mean, he
ranch.
might like it.
It's like mayo.
Just
What?
mayo.
Well,
Usually,
we
fry
do
sauce is
things.
mayo and ketchup, and then a little bit of pickle juice. That's the
Ooh,
way you make it really good.
mayo.
Is you just put a little bit of the like the pickle juice in the pickle jar. You just dump a little bit in that and just mix it up.
Just a little
And
bit. Just a little bit.
Mhm,
Just to give
just
it
a
a little
little
bit of
bit.
a kick.
Well, here they do weird things in the supermarket, and it's, like all these burger sauces, and, but
Yep.
nothing is actually, none of it works. Like, and then, obviously YouTube's got the whole McDonald's, like Big Mac sauce that you can make yourself,
Yeah.
and tried it
It's
multiple
Thousand Island
times.
dressing.
Yeah,
Thousand Island
it
dressing.
never bloody works, no matter. Well, that's good stuff as well, actually. We have that. So, yeah, I'm thinking I've got to get across more sauces and more options. But I traditionally, for my chips or my French fries, I will combine sweet chili with aioli. And the
Yeah.
sweet chili and aioli combination is delicious because aioli's kind of getting old now. It's been around for a while, get a bit
Yeah.
boring, got to jazz it up a bit. So sweet chili does the touch.
Soft serve chocolate ice cream. I don't know if you have Wendy's over there. They've
Yeah,
got Frosties. You dip your
yeah.
French fries in the Frosty. That's how you eat them.
Well, and
Mm-hmm.
the reason why
Well,
it
here
works
when
at
they go to
Wendy's,
McDonald's,
is because Wendy's, the base for that ice cream is potatoes. Just so you
no
know.
way, is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Wendy's Frosty,
Oh,
the base for that, and I know that because my brother-in-law used to work there, and he's like, you know why it tastes so good with a Frosty? Because you're eating potatoes with potatoes. I was like, oh,
ah.
but yeah,
Did
the
you know
base
that,
for it.
Brandon?
I don't
Yeah,
know if it's
Learn
there
still
you
something
go.
new every
true,
day.
but
Mm.
there you go.
Yeah, no, over
And
here
then you're
I think the kids get the McDonald's it's the soft serve with the chocolate sauce or caramel sauce on it. What's that called? I
Hot
can't even
fudge
think of the
sundae.
name of it, but that's it, the sundae. So they'll get
Yep, I
that
get
with
it
their
all the
French
time.
fries and dip it in. Yeah, yeah, that's a good method. Awesome.